Clears that to the corner, and the Bruins take over. Shooting it down the ice, Kenny Hodge going back for Boston. Cheevers stopped it, there's no icing. Here's Hodge, passing it out to Wayne Carlton, now to Sanderson. Derek Sanderson, number 16, shoots it into the Chicago zone. Gerry Pinder, number 18 for the Hawks, couldn't get it out. Now Magnuson tries, it's held in by Cashman. Here's Cashman, into the corner, taken out of the play. Here's Hodge, a shot, and it bounced off Esposito and up over the glass into the crowd. And Tony Esposito has been injured on that shot from a bad angle. Seemed to hit him on the side of the face. He was wearing a mask, but he's down and has been injured. Trainer Skip Thayer helping Esposito to his feet.
Dan, apparently he was hitting the side of the face. Now here's Hodge letting the shot go, and that's what happened. It hit him right in the side of the face. You can see it right there. He took the shot, now down he goes. And it didn't, until we saw it in slow motion. That's Kenny Hodge, a former Chicago.
Jarrett clearing it to Dennis Hull. Now to Magnuson. He gives it to Makita. Makita's long shot. Cheevers made the save. Orr gives it to McKenzie. He shot it outside the line. It's knocked back in by Jarrett. McKenzie cleared it to center. And here's Bobby Orr. Orr leaving it for Busick, number 9. Johnny Busick for the Bruins. Trying to work it in front. Back on the point for Don Earle. Earle shot stopped by Esposito. He cleared it off to the corner to Magnuson. Number 3, Keith Magnuson. Out to Coral, now to Makita. Earle knocked Makita down. Puck goes down into the Bruin zone. Stanfield and Coral fight for it. Coral centered it. Makita shoots! Oh, and that was blocked by Orr. Makita let go of blast, and Orr fell in front of it to block it. Puck shot down the ice, and Keith Magnuson, another Hawk rookie, back to get it. A pass to Dennis Hull. McKenzie beats him to the puck. Shot it into the corner, and Doug Moons takes over for Chicago, number 11. Out to Magnuson. Busick bumped him. Now here's Dennis Hull. Trying to go around Orr. He did, but Ari picked up the puck and cleared it. Out to Busick. Busick shoots it to center. Here's Makita. He and McKenzie collide. They lock skates. Play is called, and we're going to have a penalty against McKenzie of the Boston Bruins. The action has stopped with 17 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Let's pause. Chicago playing 6 men against 5. Here's Orr from the face-off, a long shot. Esposito went to his knees to stop the long one. Here's Stan Makita, number 21. Blackhawks on the power play. Makita gives it to Doug Moons, number 11. Moons out to Pitt Martin, number 7. Martin knocked down by Mark Pont. The puck goes into the corner. Orr is back to get him. Orr tried to clear it. Here's Pinder, a shot. Oh, and he whistled that drive just wide. Makita's shot caught by Cheevers, and he held on to it. And we'll have a face-off in the Bruin zone with a minute and a half left in the penalty to McKenzie.
Here was the shot by Makita and the save made by
Hull is out there.
You were saying, Dan, about Westfall being me and my shadow with Hull. That time he got a little help on the other side from Esposito. Dan, you have the feeling this is almost like a heavyweight championship fight. These two teams just feeling one another out.
Gerry Pinder, number 18, another of the Hawk rookies. Passes to Bill White. White along, pass to Pitt Martin. Here's Martin in across the line. Moves it in front. Cheevers dove out and grabbed the loose puck. Play is called, and we're going to have a penalty against the Boston Bruins. After another great scoring chance by the Blackhawks, as Pitt Martin flew around that defense, couldn't get a good shot away. Here's a look at it again.
Here's Cheevers. Look at the footwork as Pitt Martin cut in on him, lost the puck. Cheevers slid out and stopped it.
He had Pinder all alone in front of the net, but Pinder couldn't get his stick on it. The action has stopped with 13 minutes left in the first period. Let's pause for a moment. It hit him on the shoulder, and Orr takes over for the Bruins. 22-year-old Bobby Orr, one of the game's great skaters. Look at him fly. Orr taken out of the play by White, centered it though. Now the Hawks break out. Here's Tappan with Pinder. One man back. The pass to Pinder. Pinder the shot. Cheevers made the save, and Busick cleared it to the corner. Now Don Earle, number 26, for Boston, passes it out for Hodge. Hodge to Phil Esposito. Esposito, one man back, in with Busick. The shot, he scores! Phil Esposito beats young brother Tony on the short side. It hit the post and then bounced in, and the Bruins lead 1-0.
You know, somebody just behind us yelled his own brother, like it shouldn't happen that way, but that's the toughest shot for a goaltender, is that backhand. It's tough enough with a curved stick where the puck is as erratic as a knuckleball. Kenny Hodge, to your right, talking to the man in the middle, Phil Esposito, who suddenly has put Boston in front 1-0. And it's as if the counter-punching Bruins caught Chicago with their guard down, and bing, they hit him. That's Hodge on your right. Sanderson, of course, is way on your left, and Esposito in the middle.
Into the Bruins zone, and Bobby Orr is back for Boston. Orr, number 4, gets away from Makita. Passes it in across the line to Busick to Stanfield. Oh, and Esposito went to his knees to make the save on a beautiful passing play from Orr to Stanfield to Busick, back to Stanfield.
You know, it's incredible. Now, here's a man completely in the open, shooting, and Espo made the save. Of course, he might have cut to his backhand.
It's in the Bruins, who scored more power play goals than any other team in the history of hockey. 81 over the regular season, have the man advantage. Stanfield at his own blue line. They have a potent power play. He cleared it into the Hawk zone. Esposito shot it away. Here's Stanfield holding it in. Gives it to Orr. Into the corner for McKenzie. McKenzie tries to center it. Does. It's back on the point to Stanfield. Into Busick. Busick to Stanfield. And Esposito stopped that. Busick tied up by Bill White. Cleared it but not out. McKenzie near the blue line. Centered it. Here's Stanfield. Over for Busick. Busick gives it to McKenzie. He has it behind the net. Centered it. Tony Esposito broke it up. Now Busick for the Bruins. Back to Stanfield. Back along the boards for Busick. Back to Bobby Orr. Orr fakes the shot to Stanfield. The drive, and that hit a defenseman. Here's Orr at the blue line. Holding it in to Phil Esposito. He scores! Phil Esposito beats younger brother Tony on a low shot, and the Bruins lead 2-0 on Phil Esposito's second goal of the game.
Isn't it one of the ironies of life? There's Espo. Took his time, kept the puck low. Now, Rod Gilbert is my guest between periods. Rod's one of our added.
Stan Mikita, number 21. He lost the puck to Sanderson, one of the great penalty killers. Sanderson couldn't get his shot, and Mikita comes up with the puck again. A minute and a half left in the Bruin penalty. Here's Doug Moans to Pitt Martin. Martin into the corner. Orr takes him out of the play. Mikita had a whack at the puck. It winds up on the mesh behind the Bruin goal with Cheevers holding it there. Finally gets the puck loose. And the face-off will be...
Here today. What a series he's having.
Sanderson gets the draw to Orr. Bobby Orr, one of the game's great skaters. Around Mikita. Puck into the corner. Orr has it there. Pitt Martin pins him against the boards after a great rush by Orr.
And all they do is shrug. You know, like, how fast does he skate?
How fast is fast? And the thing about Orr, they say he has about 14 different speeds, starting at fast, going up. Here's Mikita, checked by Sanderson. Sanderson, the Bruins still a man short, clears it back to Ari, over to Orr. Back to Sanderson. He shoots it down into the Chicago zone. 45 seconds left in the penalty against Dallas Spitz. Stan Mikita for the Blackhawks. They have the man advantage. So far, the Bruins have killed off the penalty well. Doug Moans, number 11, shoots it into the Bruin zone. Cheevers leaves it behind that net. Orr comes up with the puck. It's centered by Bobby Hull. Chico Mackey now to Moans. He cleared it into the other corner, and Don Earle shoots it down the ice. Esposito out of the net. 12 seconds left in the penalty. Here's Bobby Hull. Has trouble against Sanderson. Mikita takes over. Mikita giving it to Moans. Now to Chico Mackey. Into Bobby Hull. Hull to Mackey, and it was blocked at the defense. Hull knocked down. Here's Mackey centering it. Dallas Smith is back on. The Bruins at full strength. Here's Sanderson to center. Derek Sanderson's slap shot is wide. Winds up in behind the Hawk goal. Nesterenko leaves it there for Moans. Doug Moans can't get it by Cashman. Cashman tied up along the boards by Moans. Here's Stan Mikita, number 21. Cashman after him as the Bruins are doing some tenacious checking. Moans shoots the puck down the ice. Rick Smith for Boston goes back after it, touches it, and the Chicago Blackhawks are called back for Boston. Smith on his backhand lets it go wide. Oh, and then he took a heavy jolt into the boards, as did Jarrett. Esposito stopped that shot. Now it's Hodge letting a shot go. Here's still Esposito shooting wide. Kenny Hodge has it. Hodge, a shot that's blocked by Esposito. Cashman centered it. Loose in front end. Esposito stopped the first one, and then Magnuson cleared it. Here's Dallas Smith at the point. Into the corner for Hodge. Hodge tied up by Magnuson. And Coral for the Hawks clears it down the ice. The Bruins go back. Rick Smith going back to get it, touches it. And the Blackhawks, under tremendous pressure, are called nothing on a pair of goals by Phil Esposito. And on that last ganging attack, Phil just about had a couple more on younger brother Tony. Now it's Pinder for Chicago, ahead to Pitt Martin. He steps around one man, sets up Pappen. Pappen bumped against the boards by Are. Pappen still fights for it there. Comes loose to Pitt Martin. He tried to center it. Martin again fighting for the puck, still has it. Martin works it out in front of backhand shot, and Bobby Orr fell in front of that. That's two big saves that Orr has made. Puck cleared down into the Hawk zone. Stanfield couldn't get it. Esposito out of the net shot at the center. Back comes Busick. Busick for the Bruins. He scores! Firing it right through Tony Esposito's legs as Busick was allowed to walk in across that Chicago blue line, and that makes it 3-0.
Here is how Busick broke by White and Pitt Martin, cut in front, and beat Tony Esposito. Now what set that up, watch Orr make the save right here on the previous play. He fell, blocked the shot with his knee, the puck came out, and on the ensuing rush, they scored.
Unassisted at 5-11.
Busick gets an unassisted goal to make it 3-0, and the tempo of this game has changed unbelievably. Chicago stepped on the ice like a team that was well rested.
In across the Hawk line to Esposito, a shot. And brother Tony stopped that one. Here's Phil Esposito again. Gets away from Bill White. Centered it right across the goal mouth, and no one was there. Now Dennis Hull to Makita, to Dennis Hull, who comes to center. Back to Makita. In across the line to Coral. Coral shoots. Cheevers the save. Dennis Hull scores! Dennis Hull got the rebound with Cheevers out of possession and knocked it into the empty net, and the Hawks break through against this Boston defense.
A tremendous play, as you will see, by Stan Makita, who waited, gave it, the shot, the save, Cheevers out of the play. Here's Dennis Hull. Bobby Orr could not stop that one. Orr, who had stopped two blasts before when he was all alone in front of the net with Cheevers out, could not stop the shot by Dennis Hull. And Cliff Coral is the man who took that other shot. I think there is Cheevers out of the net, and there is Dennis Hull raising his arm. There's Cheevers.
Bounced off the goalpost right in behind Cheevers, who had made a great save on Coral.
Notice that it hit the goalpost. Just hit the post before it went in.
The action has stopped with 12 minutes, 25 seconds.
It's amazing how these people can create unison that easily.
Here's Busick from the face-off, back to Orr, the drive! Esposito the save! Esposito scores! Phil Esposito got the rebound on Bobby Orr's shot, which Tony Esposito had stopped, and Phil Esposito flipped it in for the hat trick. And the Bruins lead 4-1.
We'll see it on the replay as Esposito goes back. Here is Orr at the point, winding up the drive. Tony Esposito saves again, and then it's tipped in off his shoulder. Number 3, Magnuson, tried to help out. And we got it from another angle. We'll take a look. All right, here's Makita diving to stop the Orr shot. He dives, and the shot went right by.
The puck down the ice for the Bruins, and the Blackhawks go back to reorganize. A minute and 15 seconds left in the penalty against Rick Smith. Bobby Hull, a pass to Pappas. He races in after it, centered it. Kit Martin has it, can't get a shot. Martin now back to Bobby Hull. The drive, the score! Bobby Hull's shot, and I think it hit Pappas. Hull let the shot go. I'm pretty sure it deflected in off Pappas. And the Hawks cut the Bruin lead to 4-2.
Dan, this man, what can you say about him? He's one of the great ones, and that's the first time today on a power play that he was out there with Mikita. And there's his drive. Now it's possible that it was deflected in. We'll find out in a moment. Dan, incidentally, Esposito has tied Rocket Richard for the most 3-goal games in a playoff series. Here is Hull again with a drive.
That's Pappas bouncing into Gerry Cheevers, and I think that puck hit Pappas. And it's iced into the Bruin zone. And Dallas Smith takes the puck from Cheevers. Dallas Smith, a fine rushing defenseman. Flips the puck into the corner. Hawks Doug Jarrett back for the Chicago club, trying to clear it. Busick holding it in, centered it to McKenzie, scores! McKenzie! A beautiful deflection of a Busick pass, and the Bruins jump into a 3-goal lead again, and now lead 5-2. What an opportunist was Johnny Cowboy McKenzie on that one.
He certainly was, Dan. You know, coming up from our CBS control, I saw Harry Sinden. He wasn't smiling, but you know he felt his team had played well. And this is an example of why. The puck just eludes Jarrett, and Johnny McKenzie puts it in.
By number 19, John McKenzie. Assisted by number 9.
There's Johnny in the middle. Busick to
Ida for Chicago, number 21. To Jim Pappas. Shoots it into the Bruin zone. Now Orr back to get it, gives it to Derek Sanderson. Sanderson, a long pass to Westfall, is too far ahead of him. Goes down into the Chicago zone. Hull back to get it. Westfall stole it. Westfall overskates the puck, then checks Hull again. 50 seconds left in the penalty. Hull tied up by Westfall. Puck comes to Brian Campbell. Campbell, number 14 for the Blackhawks. Passes to Stan Mikita. Mikita's shot deflects off a stick. Cheevers caught it, dropped it. Puck is loose in front. Here's Hull at the point. The drive, and Bobby Orr stopped that one. And Orr has now made 3 big saves in this game for the Bruins by blocking shots. Bobby Hull gives it to Pappas, to Pinder. Pinder taken out of the play by Orr and knocked down. Puck winds up underneath the two of them. They hold it there. And we'll have a face-off. The net was wide open. Bobby Hull let the shot go. And guess who blocked it? Bobby Orr.
Boy, I tell you, if you can stand there as this young man did in the face of a drive by Bobby Hull from the point, that had to hurt a bit. What a game he's had. Bobby Orr.
Here's Campbell for the Hawks, who have the man advantage ahead to Coral. Off his stick, and Dallas Smith shot at the center. Makita gives it to Bobby Hull. Ahead to brother Dennis Hull. In across the line, he tried to set up Coral. Cheevers came out, shot it aside. Now it's Marcotte for the Bruins, clearing it down the ice. And Bobby Hull goes back for the Blackhawks. He tried to set up Campbell. It goes to Makita on the right wing. Makita checked by Westfall, who's played a strong game defensively for the Bruins. Now Brian Campbell, number 14 for Chicago, giving it to Dennis Hull. He gives it to brother Bobby. Bobby Hull winds up for that shot, and that one was just wide as Cheevers had to dive across. Makita along the boards. Checked on the play by Marcotte, who shoots it down the ice. And the Bruins killing off this penalty very ably. Bobby Hull gets it ahead to Campbell, who streaks to center. Campbell drops it back for Stan Mikita. The drive, they score! Mikita let the shot go. It seemed to change directions in front of that net, so perhaps someone deflected it in. We'll have to wait for the official announcement.
Here we see Campbell setting up Makita beautifully. Stan closing into the slot. Let the drive go. Bobby Hull was to the left of the net. Now it's hard to tell. I think Makita scored the goal. We'll see. There's Bobby Hull with a smile. It's been a long day for him. And there, of course, is Makita and Campbell.
Ken Hodge for Boston. Gets away from Papin. Sets up Sanderson. Sanderson to center. Lets a shot go wide. Esposito cleared it to the corner. Sanderson now to Carlton. Esposito stopped that, but Hodge slapped in the rebound. And the Bruins lead 6-2 here in the third period as Ken Hodge got the rebound and slapped it in behind Tony Esposito. Here it is, Bill.
You will see the pass made beautifully from Sanderson to Carlton to Hodge. And on that
between these two teams in Boston Garden. This is Dan Kelly now for Bill Mazur.
Takes a check from Esposito, and Moans is sandwiched between Espo and Hodge. Now Moans hits Hodge from behind. And Hodge is trying to get at him. Bobby Hull's trying to hold him out. Doug Moans hit Ken Hodge when his back was turned, and this is what has infuriated Hodge, and he's trying to get at him. Westfall holding Moans off along with linesman Bob Myers. Bobby Hull, Neil Armstrong holding Hodge. Orr gets by Makita. Flips it across for Stanfield. Back to Orr. Shot. Goal! The Bruins take a 1-0 lead as Orr just walked in on Tony O and scored. Now it's Makita. Off the skate of Rick Smith. Dallas Smith can't clear. Magnuson to Coral to Makita. Shot into a screen and just cleared by Gerry Cheevers as he sweeps it out of the crease and ties up the loose puck. Going in on the forehand. Shot is wide. Couldn't get too much on it as he was checked tightly by Doug Jarrett. Stanfield keeps it in the zone. Busick gets it back. Wheels in the corner. Shot by Stanfield. He scores! It's 2-0 Bruins. Good pass to Phil Esposito. Ahead to Marcotte. Marcotte's shot. Glove save. Esposito leaves it for Magnuson. Marcotte stays right with him. Now Hodge steals. Shot, goal! Marcotte scores for Boston. It's 3-0. And the Bruins are now taking full advantage of every break as it comes up, Tony. Pinder. Across to Martin. His shot blocked by Rick Smith. Martin to Pinder. Stopped by and finally scored. The Hawks finally got one by Cheevers. To center ice, Magnuson. Checked from behind and he delayed offside call. Finally is whistled by Neil Armstrong. We've got a face-off coming up. Now here's Magnuson and Carlton right in front of the Bruins bench. Magnuson made no bones about it. Carlton saw him coming, dropped his gloves, and was ready for him. Carlton getting in several good shots. Carlton much the bigger, and I dare say much the stronger of the two. Magnuson very wiry. There's Carlton getting in a couple of uppercuts as Armstrong tries to part them. Bob Myers has got Magnuson, and they all go down. And so, Mr. Carlton and Mr. Magnuson will be cooling it off for the next 5 minutes, I dare say. Hodge. Pass across to Cashman. To Phil Esposito. He's tied up by Jarrett. Denisol in the Chicago corner. Hit the side of the net. Esposito circles, shoots, scores! It's 4-1 as Phil Esposito has scored his 10th goal of the series. Sandy fakes the shot, puts the brakes on, feeds through, blocked by Mackey. Here comes Bobby Hull. Rick Smith trying to break him up, takes him to the boards hard. They both go down. Tapping across to Bobby Hull. 3 seconds. And it's all over. The final score, the Bruins have won 2 in a row here in Chicago. It's the Bruins 4 and the Blackhawks 1. Back. Blocked by Stanfield. Cole scores, and Chicago takes a 1-0 lead. Time of the goal, 6 minutes, 33 seconds. 2 Hawks behind. Out front, and it's Wayne Carlton for Boston. Carlton. Centering pass is behind Westfall. Again, Carlton shot. Goal! It's all tied up. And Wayne Carlton has scored for the Bruins, and it's his first playoff goal in a Boston uniform. Right at the post at the Chicago net. White out through center ice. Cheevers makes the long save. Lays it for Orr. Orr. Stopped by Nestorenko. And Bobby Orr is going to be going off. And perhaps Nestorenko also. Magnuson chased by Phil Esposito as he feeds across now to Jim Pappen. Pappen at the blue line. Stops. Feeds across. Off the boards for Jarrett. Shot is deflected wide by Rick Smith. Cashman loses. Behind the net. Out front. Martin gets his shot off and scores. It's 2-1 Chicago. Pass to Orr. He fires. Just misses as McKenzie tried to deflect it into the Chicago net. Orr keeps it in. Gets by Esposito. White's on it. Can't clear. Busick's got it. Out front. Shot. Stopped by Esposito. Stanfield fires, deflected wide. McKenzie in the corner. Right across from point. Goal! Johnny Busick scores for Boston. It's all tied up. On the faceoff, Cashman digs it out. In tight. Shot. Goal! Wayne Cashman gets a big go-ahead goal for the Bruins. Bobby Orr controls in the Boston zone as Nestor couldn't. Bobby Orr legs it back up through center ice. Cuts deep. Goes behind the net. To Esposito. Shot. Goal! Wilson scores the second of the night. It's 4-2. Bobby Hull gets by Westfall. Pass goes to Dennis Hull. He's got shooting room. Great save by Cheevers. And he is down. He leaped high to stop that shot. And it went off his shoulder. Here comes Makita. Across to Magnuson. Shot. Great save by Gerry Cheevers, and he ties it up. How he got that glove on that shot, I'll never know. Here comes McKenzie. To Busick. Shot. Great save by Esposito. Otherwise, it was hat trick for Busick. Skates straight up. Still going to Bobby Hull. Back in front. Great stick save by Cheevers. That puck was heading for the net. He just swatted it in midair. Orr's got it. Down he goes. Makita gets it back. Bouncing puck. Hull swings the stick like a baseball bat. Checks Esposito off the play. Cleared into the corner. This will not be icing. Out front, right on the stick of Martin. Goal! Phil Esposito chopped it off the stick of Pitt Martin right in the open net. Kept in by Bill White. 8 seconds. Stopped by Cheevers. Cleared by Orr. And Orr controls as the time runs out. It's all over. The Bruins have won the third consecutive game over Chicago. The final score, the Bruins 5, Chicago 2.
Busick to Stanfield. Ahead at center to McKenzie. John McKenzie pulls in, and Esposito stopped that. Rebound came out. Stanfield couldn't get it. And Magnuson clears it around in the boards. Now McKenzie. Tied up by Magnuson. Here's Johnny Busick along the boards. Gets it to McKenzie. Shooting! Esposito stopped that one as he fell to his knees. The Hawks. Here's Dennis Hull, number 10. Shot wide. Bounced it right out in front as it took a crazy hop off the board. As Rick Smith feeds it to Cashman. Ahead to Phil Esposito. Esposito the shot. Oh, and brother Tony kicked that one out. It's centered out again. Pod. Phil Esposito swings around. A backhand shot just went wide. Now Dennis Hull tries to tie up Orr. Pass to McKenzie out at center to Busick. Busick in across the line. The shot. Esposito. A great save Bobby Hull to center. In across the line for Cliff Coral. Coral centered it, and Cheevers just got his pad on that. Marcotte along the board. Bobby Hull over to jam it away from him. It goes to Phil Esposito. Back to Orr. Orr couldn't get away from Coral. Orr has it again. Shooting it out at center, and Esposito gets it. Has a break on the left wing. The shot and the save. Marcotte! He scores! Don Marcotte, the Bruin rookie. 45 seconds left in the Boston penalty. Moans into the corner. Centered it. Here's Hull, a shot. Cheevers made the save on Hull and then dove out to grab the low puck. As Bobby Hull had a great chance but was thwarted by Gerry Cheevers. Phil Esposito with Busick and McKenzie up front. Stanfield and Orr, the point man on the Boston power play. Stanfield at center, a long shot. McKenzie racing in after it. Centered it, and Busick the shot. Esposito rebound. He scores! Tony Esposito thinks he has stopped it. The red light is on. That puck just slid in across the goal line. Esposito felt he had stopped it. The red light went on. Here's another look at it. Now McKenzie centers it. Here's Busick's first shot. Esposito stops that. The rebound, Busick tries to flip it in. There it is, and you see it just across the goal line. Now it's Magnuson for Chicago. Slides the puck on into the corner. Rick Smith is back to get it, number 10. Makita's after him. Now Dennis Hull to Makita in the corner. Cheevers out of the net to beat Makita to the puck. Shot it on the boards. Busick taken out of the play by Makita. Here's Coral. Coral centered and right across the goal now. Magnuson the drive. He scores! Keith Magnuson gets his first Stanley Cup goal, and he races into the goal crease to get the puck. And the Bruins have the man advantage. They lead the hockey game 2-1 as Bobby Orr goes back to his own blue line. The wind up on this power play ahead to Phil Esposito. He's in the clear. The shot, and Tony Esposito slid out and caught it with his right hand as we saw brother against brother. And Tony outgassed the older guy, Phil, with a great save. Now Sanderson in across the line. The slap shot high off the glass. Tony Esposito cleared it over on the boards to Pinder. Pinder checked by Sanderson. Sanderson the shot. Tony Esposito made the save, and then he and Bill White cover up on the low spot. The Hawks. Garrett to Makita. Makita fakes the shot. Centered it. Garrett has it. Centered it back out in front. It comes to Makita. Makita into the corner for Coral. Cliff Coral. Across the goal now to Dennis Hull. He scores! Dennis Hull set up beautifully. There's a 2-on-1 break for Boston. Stanfield to McKenzie. In on goal. He shoots. Oh! And it was just cleared off to the side of the net in time as Esposito was out of position. Now Stanfield to Busick, and he shot it wide. McKenzie along the board. He had that great chance earlier. Back on the point to Ari. Ari into the corner to Busick. Busick in front to Stanfield, a shot. And Esposito stopped that. Now Bobby Orr holding it in to John McKenzie. To Stanfield, the drive, Esposito made the save, and Holmes jumps up at the rebound. Orr still with the puck. Check from behind, and back comes Dennis Hull with Chico Mackey trailing. Dennis Hull on the right wing. Moves in on goal, he shoots, he scores! Dennis Hull! Tried to clear it out. Does. Stanfield racing after it, gets the puck, one man back. Stanfield the shot. Stanfield! A booming slap shot that just caught the inside of the post. Moves it ahead to Bobby Hull on the left wing at center. Hull couldn't get a shot away as Marcotte checked and then knocked Hull down. Now Dennis Hull out to Magnuson. Magnuson the drive. Cheevers the save. And the rebound. But Campbell, he scores! Brian Campbell got the rebound. The Bruins change on the move. Here's Magnuson. Lost the puck to Phil Esposito. One man back. The shot! Oh, and he shot it wide. His brother Tony came out. Another drive by Hodge goes wide. Now Ari into the corner for Cashman. Behind the net to Hodge. He tries to center it. Hodge again rolled it in front. Puck cleared back in behind the net. It's loose again in front. A pile-up. Puck is still loose. Still loose, and play is finally called as Cashman in across that line. Working it in front. Gets turned around into the corner to Phil Esposito. The shot! deflecting in. Bill Esposito centering pass. Now Moans, checked by Busick, who centered it, and Makita cleared it, but not out. McKenzie passes to Stanfield. To McKenzie. Shooting. He scores! John McKenzie firing it into the top left-hand corner. And the Bruins go ahead 5-4, and the whole Boston bench empties to congratulate McKenzie. Here's why. Right over the left shoulder of Tony Esposito. Martin, so they can get a shot on goal. Makita gets the draw this time. Here's Bobby Hull, a shot. That's wide. Tappan at the side of the net. Fell. Orr comes up with it, clearing it down the ice. Here's Busick at the open net. He shoots. Hit the goal post. Busick hit the goal post with the open net. 7 seconds left. The puck loose in the corner. 4 seconds left. They hold it there, and play is called with 2 seconds remaining. 2 seconds remaining, and the face-off will be down in the Chicago zone. And so the Boston Bruins are 2 seconds away from entering the Stanley Cup final against either the Pittsburgh Penguins or St. Louis Blues. And the Blackhawks have to put Tony Esposito back into their goal. Boston 5, Chicago 4. 2 seconds left in regulation time. The Bruins are all standing on their bench, and the crowd is hollering, "We're number one." Bill Esposito against Makita for the faceoff. Puck is dropped. Makita. There's a shot by Westfall to stop. The game is over. There's Bill Esposito going right over to congratulate brother Tony as the game ends, and now the Bruins race out onto the ice to congratulate their goaltender, Gerry Cheevers, and each other. And down at the other end, the Chicago Blackhawks race out to congratulate Tony Esposito. The Bruins win the game 5-4 and the East Division final in 4 straight games. And now the teams come to center ice. There's Billy Ray walking to the Hawk room on the other side of the ice, and now the teams shake hands at center ice. Bobby Hull, there's Bobby Orr shaking hands with Jerry Desjardins, Paul Schmier, and Tony Esposito. And both these teams are getting a standing ovation from this crowd here in the Boston Garden. Gerry Cheevers shakes Tony Esposito's hand. And the Bruins, after being congratulated by the Chicago Blackhawks, skate to their dressing room to thunderous applause here in the Boston Garden. There they go. Listen to the roar from the crowd as Sanderson puts his stick up in the air. And the Boston Bruins defeat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-4 and move into the Stanley Cup final as the Bruins win the series in 4 straight games. They now will meet either the St. Louis Blues or the Pittsburgh Penguins.